Hello. This video is to show you an alternative way to put together the shadow box using a simple shoebox that you might have at home or a small box, and to use all the same characters and pieces that were in your Advent packet to make something more permanent and sturdy and stable that you can keep from year to year. So as you watch the beginning videos, is a all time-lapsed version of coloring and cutting out all the characters and making little stands for them. Then the next part will explain how to put together the whole box, how we used all the pieces, all the colored sides, how to put the vellum on, how to attach the city in the background, how to punch the holes in the windows so that light streams through them. And once it's all put together, I display both versions so that you can decide how you want to put together this really beautiful nativity scene. Here you'll see how I used the colored sides that made the frame for the original shadow box. I repurposed them to fit this box, cut them to fit, and put them inside in order to decorate the inside of the box. This next section shows how I made small little tabs, folded tabs that I attached to the back of the figurines and taped them down permanently inside the shadow box. This next section shows how I put glue on the backs of the stars and I laid the toothpicks in them to dry. All right, so now we use this shoebox to create a diorama using the same materials as we did to make the shadow box. And so I colored and cut out all the pieces. We just used the sides that we would have used for the shadow box to decorate the inside of our shoebox. I've cut the hole in the back and we've glued on the piece of vellum cut down to fit this particular box's opening. And then we went and took our the characters that would be in the diorama, cut them out, and then we just created little stands, little folded pieces of paper glued to the back to stick them down where you wanted them in the diorama and put them in place, including Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus. And I'll take this one off and show you what I was talking about if it was too fast in the other video. So all I did was take little scraps, because there's plenty of scraps, and just folded them, taped them to the back of the figure, put tape on the bottom to attach it to the diorama, and I just placed it where I wanted it in the diorama and pressed the tape down, and that's where it will stay, right? It's super, super easy. Now we're to the part that's on the background, in the background behind the vellum. And what you saw, but was probably super fast in that video, was this comes with little pinhole, little windows that it would be lovely if the light shone through those windows when it was coming from the back. So to cut those out, and they're super tiny, and I am not going to get out an X-Acto knife for this. So what I did is I placed this on the floor on some carpeting, because anything squishy, sort of like on the floor, it's hard to do on a table because it won't go all the way through. You have to hold the paper up. So I went to the floor and I took my push pin and I just pushed them all around the shape of the windows. Then I turned it over and I took the end of my scissors, it could be anything sharp, and just kind of pushed the paper to the back. Then I just took my scissors or my fingers and ripped off the little pieces of paper. You just want it to be sort of open right in there. So when the light shines in from the back, those glow like there's lights on inside those buildings. And this is the backdrop for the city of Bethlehem. Now I left this tab on the bottom, or this section on the bottom of this cutout, to give you two options. One, you could fold it back like this and put it farther away in the background when you shine your light, and then it becomes much larger when the light is shown on it. like a normal shadow puppet, or you could straighten it out or cut it off and just tape it directly to the back of the vellum. You'll be able to sort of see it through here. Can you, if you see it, I don't know if you can see it, sort of see it. I'll angle in a second. I'm going to just turn it around and I'm going to just glue this, I'm going to tape this right to my vellum in the back. I'm just going to tape it down. Okay, so now the city is there. It is creating a dark spot, and actually I am going to roll a piece of tape and I'm going to stick it to the building, if you can see, just to kind of stick it up against the vellum. And I'm hoping that that works fairly. Oh, I can see my tape. I don't want to see my tape. So let's put it near the bottom. You know what? It's because I folded it that it wants to bend back. Okay, we're here, we're here. You know what? I just unfolded it. I don't need that tape. So if you can sort of see in the background, you can see that city kind of off in the distance where we colored it. It's behind the vellum. Now this is where I'm including in your packet a small piece of styrofoam. And you could, if you made it like the normal diorama, like the instructions in the frame, like, let's see if I can show you, like the one that I have back there on my desk, right back there. If you made it like the Shadowbox instructions, there was a section where it said to apply some styrofoam in the back to stick your stars on, and that is what that is for. So here is the styrofoam, and I'm going to just tape that to the back of my building, and then we can poke the stars and the angel into that. All right, so I have taped my styrofoam on the back, and I have stuck into the styrofoam some of the stars on the toothpicks, but the piece is fairly small and I wanted more stars, so I taped some stars to the background, and then I taped my angel right here, right up against the vellum, so that when I turn it around, everything will be in the background. Do you see that? So this is an alternative way of making it that is more stationary, something where you don't have any moving parts. And then I probably, the way I like this, the way that this is, here's my host of heavenly angels. I will probably just tape them right to the top of the box. I'll add some tape to the back here, and I will just tuck them so they're hanging from inside. Oh, maybe I'll even go farther inside. I'll hang them up here so they're kind of hanging in the sky. See that? There's the host of heavenly angels right there. See that? And so for lighting on the background, I have a lamp here that I will use to show you what the light could be from the background, just like that. Oh, look at that. How does that look? That looks amazing. Look at that. You can see light through the holes in the windows, and everything is lit up. So I encourage you as a family to put together one of the versions, either a shoebox version that's stationary, you could pack away every year and bring it out, or to make the Shadowbox version that you use all the pieces of cardstock to make a shadow box. And there you go. I will pick this up. Don't mind me. And there is the Shadowbox version where you can move the characters around. Also included in your envelope is the story. So spend a night reading the different stories and moving the characters around to depict the story. And I want to wish each and every one of you a happy Advent and let you know that we here at OSL pray for you and think of you every day, and we hope all is well.